Hello, hello. So here's some information on mentoring. Remember the overview of the PLT umbrella. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, students will have the opportunity to participate in clubs and activities or get some help from teachers if they need that. If students are not participating in those activities, some will be selected to be in an academic skill or an executive functioning group, which is basically like a study skill group, and they'll be working on those things. If students are not in an executive functioning or academic skill group, you're going to get a couple options of things to do with that PLT time to be productive and learn, grow, be better, and do better, which is our motto. So one of the opportunities that you guys have is to be a mentor during that time. And this is not something that you have to do. It's something that you can elect to do. There's definitely, I'm sure you guys will agree, a need for some students to have some support and some role modeling. And so hopefully we'll get some students who are willing to fill that need. The first thing that you're going to do if you're considering this is you're just going to stop and reflect and think about could another student benefit from you mentoring them? So do you just have some basic academic knowledge in an area? You do not have to be a math expert. You do not have to be an ELA expert or expert at organization. You just have to be able to help others. And if you don't know the answers, that's okay. You just have to be willing to help them find the answers and work with them. So is that something you think you could do? Could you support another student with time management, organization, task initiation? Do you make positive decisions? Could you be a good role model for others? Are you someone that another student could confide in and share? We're hoping that we can build some relationships here. Do you think that's something you could do? If you're reflecting and thinking, ding, 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 I think this is for me, I think this is the option that I want to go with, then you'll fill out a survey that's linked here. And you will select if you would prefer to mentor in the middle or high school. And we'll try to honor that as much as we can, um, and we'll work with you on that. After you get that to us, we're going to know, okay, here's the list of mentors that I have. We're going to work with staff to get a list of mentees, people who we think could benefit from that relationship, and we'll pair you up. That's going to take a little bit of time behind the scenes. So in the meantime, what you're going to do is you're going to work with Mrs. Rhodes and I on going through a mentor training guide, basically. And this company from Alberta came up with this. Here's all the things you need to know about how to create a positive mentoring relationship. And so it's really, you don't just like easy going. We're going to read a section, have a discussion on it. What are some things to keep in mind as we're mentoring students? As that's happening, you're going to watch your email about who the mentee is that's assigned to you. And as soon as you get that, you're literally going to make a copy of this document, write that name here, and then you're going to start mentoring. So just like that, you'll be working with them. Each day, you're just going to jot down some notes about what occurred between you and your mentee and keep track of them there. Now, remember, you are going to be able to continue to meet in your clubs and activities during PLT, excuse me, like we did before. But you'll just want to make sure and communicate ahead of time, and we'll talk about that in the training manual with your mentee's teacher if you won't be able to make it that day, because a lot of times these kids really do look forward to that time together, and it's just courtesy to give them a heads up you won't be there. When you're all done at the end of the semester, you're going to write a reflection on your experience as a mentor. You're going to talk about how have you benefited, how has your mentee benefited, and then how is this going to impact both of your futures. Super low key, just a short little essay that you'll submit to your homeroom PLT teacher, who's then going to grade you. This is the rubric or the assessment that they're going to use to grade you. The first objective is, was the student, the mentor, you, were you active and engaged when reading and discussing the mentor guidebook? So did you actually engage in it and try to learn and grow from it? That's just a quick 3 points you can easily get. Did you mentor the assigned student regularly? Did you communicate when you weren't able to make a meeting? That is something that's important. The mentor has worked to listen, coach, guide, and motivate his or her mentee to the best of her ability. Sometimes these relationships aren't going to be perfect, and that's okay, but did you try your hardest to make a good relationship and make an impact in that student's life? Did you use that time productively with your mentee? And then the last section is on the reflection. Did the reflection demonstrate the benefits and growth for you and your mentee? 15 points, your staff member supervising you is going to write that there and then give you a grade. Now, this grade is going to be a letter grade on your transcript, but it is not going to be counted in your GPA. So we want you to take it seriously, but it should be very easygoing. Please don't stress out about this. This is something that you can easily work with your homeroom teacher on getting the grade that you think. You'll see that, essentially if you're trying and doing your best with this time, it's going to be the easiest A you've ever gotten. But I do think it's important that this time isn't just wasted. It should be reflected in your transcript because it is class time, and that should be there. But again, it will not be counted towards your GPA. So that's our mentoring program. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to your teachers or I, and we will get those answered for you. Thanks, guys.